Hey guys, and welcome back. Today a fan challenged me to a build battle. 150 by 150 studs, and the theme being a campsite in the forest. I feel like it's been an actual year and a half since I've built, which isn't exactly the case, but it feels as so I'm super excited to build something today. First things first, plugins, part to terrain. We're gonna make this normal grass. So we'll click right there, perfect. And then I want to block out a little bit of a scene. The base plate doesn't really need to exist. And let's think of how we want this to be. 150 by 150 is definitely pretty small, so I don't know how much we're going to be able to do, but let's start with the editor first. Or maybe a block. I know I want at least a tent, so let's put that somewhere around here. And we're gonna need to spawn a player in to see how big that needs to be. Avatar, rig builder, we'll just do my avatar. Perfect. Okay, 150s, it's usable actually. So let's shrink this in. I want sort of this shape on the tent. We could even go smaller than that. Something along these lines. We'll have the tent sort of centered back. I'll delete my character. We will need a fireplace, so let's edit, paint, and we're going to use cracked lava, which is right here. We're going to keep that on A1, and I think I just want it kind of in front of the tent, so we'll just do something like that. We could change it up later if we need to, or make it bigger, smaller, etc. And then I want some sort of a sand path, just as another way to break things up. I think we'll come kind of back here. Wow, these colors are horrible. I think I'm going to come from back here, though, and then go into, like, right here. We'll have a little bit of a gap, do another one here that sort of wraps around, and why not have one that comes out this way. Now I want some water for sure. Just kind of cut off this section over here. Since this is so small and Roblox works in a 2 stud by 2 stud basis, everything seems really choppy, but it'll be okay. Up next, we need some rocks. I'm just gonna paint one right there. Might even use some low poly ones, so we'll delete that for now. I'm not gonna do lighting until last because that usually does help bring a scene to life quite a bit. But now that I know my setup, I'm gonna go ahead and hop into Blender. And I made myself a list. I need 2 tree variations, a tent, a table, rocks, a bush, and at least 1 plant. And then we'll be able to build out this scene. Now keep in mind, I haven't seen the competitor or the fan scene yet, so we'll be looking at both of them at the end. Alright, I just finished the 2 tree variations, and I think they look okay. I saw this twirled trunk idea in the recent rating your creations video, and I really wanted to try it. I really like that aesthetic. The whole duplicating it over here for the other branch might not be the best idea, but it does look alright at least. Also, making the tree like leaves like this could be a new way to make rocks that I've never really thought about. So if I scale this down and decimated it maybe once, let's just decimate. Let's crank this down just a bit. Look at that. Now we have rocks. I could duplicate this as well and undecimate just a little bit and duplicate it one more time and do a little more or a little less decimation. And just like that, we have 3 rocks that look different than our treetops, but was still the same thing. The good news with these is it's super easy to make them, and I should probably do the same for bushes. Let's duplicate this, put it over here, get the flat side on the ground, but instead of decimating, maybe we'll add a subdivision surface. That might be a little too hardcore for us. Yeah, let's actually not do that. And we might just use this as a bush, make it a little bit darker. We'll have to wait and see. So what's left on the list is a tent, a table, and a plant. right, guys, everything is here and colored, so it is time to start getting stuff placed. We are going to start out with the tent and the fireplace, since those are our two main focal points. Let's just put this in here, and then, of course, we need our avatar again. So let's spawn that in. The tent, yeah, the tent's going to be pretty big. It is the main point of the whole scene, sort of the focus. And I almost want to do more towards an orange tent, but we will see here in just a moment. I feel like orange is a bit overdone. Can I find somewhere like in the middle? More like over here? Little brighter, maybe a little more yellow. We'll try it for now. Now that the tent's down, we are going to use these rocks to make a fireplace. So I'm going to shrink these a whole bunch, and we're just going to place them in a circle, something like this. And then, of course, adding rotations, turns, everything else, just to make them seem more different than they already are. These could be a little bit bigger for sure. I don't know how that made such a perfect circle. I did a square, but it turned out to be circular. Awesome. So we have this. And then we have our lava in the middle. I do think I want to paint that a little bit more, just so it shows a little more, but if it goes too much, like that's too much. So I guess we're keeping it here. Let me go find a particle and everything to put on this, just to make it look even better. And let me rotate these, because for some reason, they're a little out of the ground. Before we move any further, let's delete all of this, and I'm gonna put my late day lighting settings in here. Let's just load those in, and it should, yeah, that helps quite a bit. We're gonna have to change the grass color as well as all these terrain colors, just to make it feel more cohesive at the end. But for now, I'm going to use a brush tool and get all of these trees placed down. And then after the trees are done, we can go in with the rocks and all of the little details and really make this thing come to life. I'm going to go ahead and build this up and just see you guys when it's done. All right, guys, I think scene-wise, it's almost done. I think we're in a pretty good spot here. I want to add some sound effects because this fan said they added sound effects to theirs. So I might as well. Let's just grab a fire crackling. Yep, let's insert that. That should work. And then I want to use my plugin to add some wind shake as well to all of the trees and whatnot. So let me just grab all of those. I don't think I'm going to do the pine trees because those are going to look pretty bad since I didn't separate them. But everything that has like separate leaves or just kind of rounded leaves should work out pretty well, including the bushes. So I am going to add wind shake to all of those. That should help this come pretty nicely to life. Heck, even maybe the inner on some of these and the outer on some of them, just to add even more. Here it is, scene tools. Let's add wind shake. There we go. And I want to do a nighttime scene. I'm not gonna lie, I just feel like it looks a lot better, so I might mess around a little bit more with the lighting, and maybe a little bit more with the terrain. I'm still not a big fan of this grass color, but it's almost there. I am liking it quite a bit better with this nighttime lighting. I also splotched a few different textures around the terrain. There is one more thing. I need to figure out how to block it off so it's not just a floating square, but we only have 150 by 150. So I don't know if I'm allowed to put mountains on the outside, and I don't want to just pack it full of trees because I don't think that is going to look too good. However, I will duplicate these ones and just make them a little bit smaller and down in the back, just to give the illusion that it's a bit more packed in. But I don't really know if that's a great call or not. Something like this. Let's see. Yeah, see, now it just looks really busy, but I think this is it. I think this is my scene. Let's go ahead and click play so we can hear our noise. Here it is, guys. Not too bad. I'll turn off that fire noise just for now. I would say this turned out all right. I haven't built anything in a while, but I'd say it turned out pretty decent. Oh my gosh, let's not look at that. That didn't happen. All right, let's go check out our competitor and see how they did. Yo, they've got the trees shaking as well. This is why I didn't do it with the pine trees. It only looks good if you separate each leaf section. And I would say they might have even used the same sound I did. To be fair, it's the first fire sound that pops up in the toolbox. But here we are, guys. How did they have so much extra space? Like, I just feel like there's a lot of extra space. Is my stuff super oversized, maybe? Also, what is that? What is this? It's just a force field ball thing. Awesome. All right, coming back, I definitely do have a bit of an oversized build as per usual. But there we are, guys. Here is the side by side. Looking at him in this way, I would say I like how he has harsher colors on the tents. The red and blue are super, super nice. And my, like, orangish tan tent, it just really doesn't bring a lot of attention. In fact, I think my fireplace has more attention than the tent, which was supposed to be the main thing. I also think his tents look better than mine. I think overall, assets like having the mushrooms, the table, just some extra stuff and some extra design on the terrain helps mine a little bit as well. And I like how mine's nighttime but still light outside. However, the ultimate choice is up to you guys. Let us know who you think got this one in the comments down below. And if you guys want to see more content like this, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day. Later.